Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. I'm making this video here per request on RKT. What I'm going to be doing here mainly is an overview of their progress for their earnings as the earnings came out today, their growth, and how far they've gone so far. Now, I'm not going to go through full details on technical analysis like I usually do, just mainly support points and resistances just to get in case this one really starts jumping and it's actually being interesting right now what it's doing in the aftermarket. So you can get a perspective into price points. Let's jump right into it. So the moving average band here on the top is 22.5, middle 20.46, and the bottom 18.41. It's been trading on and off. It's very similar to the BB1, the BB band, but it looks like it's after 22.5. It does break that. It has room to run. Now, stochastic fast and slow both showing that they have a lot of potential. Looks like it has another leg, but it's giving you a warning sign in the future it might drop. But again, this is all about the earnings, right? Significant Fibonacci support 21.54, above that resistance 24, above that 25.99. And what we can do here is go on next and jump onto the earnings and identify what's next for this one. So in case you haven't seen my previous videos before, I did cover RKT rocket companies in details, going everything from their sub-companies to everything you can think of. So I won't be doing that this time. I'll be basically updating, coming in towards institutional buyers and their earnings. So, their website, it's rocketcompanies.com. You'll find it in the description. You'll find my previous video I'm talking about in the description as well. The Rocket Companies Investor Relations just released their third quarter earnings press release. We're talking about, for instance, the webcast itself. You're able to go on and check it out. Now, I do have this one here open up already. And what we want to look at here quickly is comparing their revenues from year to year. So their revenues from last year to year is quite interesting here, because what we get to see is a massive increase, right? We're looking at 4.2, this is the amounts in thousands, 4.2 billion here, compared to 1.5 billion. Really bullish. We're looking into total assets has increased. Their net equities, that has increased from 37.8 billion, previously 20 billion. So it really looks bullish from that perspective. Your total revenue is somewhere at 4.6 million compared to 1.6 million. So that is as well bullish. So overall, adjusted net income is around 2.4 million. That's adjusted net income compared to 518,000. So overall, if you're looking into your effective income tax adjusted for net income, goes 25% on there. But overall, it does look really nice. So let's take a quick look into previous quarter, right? Well, maybe it did worse than last quarter. Right? So what we get to see here is gains on sale of loans. That's around $4.7 billion. A little bit of a decrease here, around $4.3 billion. Now, if we're looking at the total net revenue, over here is $4.6 billion. That is the newer one, quarter 3. Quarter 2, what we get to see here is $5 billion. So you get to see there's a little bit of a decrease there. Not year on year, but in the last quarter compared to this one. Net attribute to Rocket Companies here, net income. Now, if you're looking down towards here, you're looking at $3.461 billion. Updated here, what we get to see is a little bit of a little bit of less than what we've seen before, around just round it up, $3 billion. So that is quite off a drop there. That's net income here, but look into here, the net loss attributed to non-controlling interest, and look at this one here. This one here is a net loss attribute to non-controlling interest around 3 billion, so your net is around 570 million. Over here, it was only 436,000, so you have basically all off your income, and that could be possibly why it's actually dropping. But overall, this one here does have strong interest. Look at the institutional buyers. Have you ever seen institutional buyers this green? It's all been adding. They really believe in it. BlackRock has 3 million shares on here. Glassman Wealth, 25. State Street, 1.8 million. 962,000 in cash capital. We're looking down as well. There's millions of shares added. So it really does look bullish, at least from their perspective. Now, if you haven't checked as well, their earnings call will start in around 4:30. Make sure to watch it. Usually some details comes out of it. I'm not sure when I'm going to be uploading this one. I'll work on it right away. But when it comes into my perspective, what we get to see here in this company is that it's a little bit rough. It still has a little bit of choices. It still has its buyback programs. I mean, I haven't even gone through the highlights. If we're going on through the highlights, there we go. Right on here. Generated record closed loans organization volume of $89 billion and a net rate lock off volume $940.7 billion, which represented year-over-year improvements of 122% and 101% respectively. Increased gain on sale margin 37 year-over-year, historical strong 4.52%. Continued to leverage our approximately 2,900 technology team members, more than $500 million annual investments in the company technologies to further innovate, increase monthly loan production and capacity, and enhance efficiency. They grew out their total revenue, and they basically successfully completed one of the largest US IPOs in the last 5 years, increased overall income 140% year over year, grew total revenue 186% and adjusted revenue 160%. And through the subsidiary Rocket Mortgage, they issued $750 million off 3.625 senior note due 2029. And they also have their $1 billion share repurchase program that is going to be effective as of today. Now, all in all, this looks bullish and everything, but you got to think about it, okay? Quarter per quarter, we've seen a little bit of a drop. Is that normal? Yes, it is normal. Think about the season we're in. The season we're in right now, prices usually drop a little. This is around the Black Friday of housings and stuff. And coming in towards the closer the year, especially with the U.S., with the U.S. race, a little bit of uncertainties happen. So I'll cut them some slack because year over year, they're still looking solid. But when we're looking at quarter per quarter, we can still be a little bit picky. As long as they go on and they fix that problem with their net income attributable to non-controlling interest, and I do imagine that's more of something where the entire mortgage industry is captured on rather than this company here, I don't think there's any problem. They still look really bullish, and that's my perspective on it. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.